Hey students, welcome to this is actually the last class of lifetime activities. Let me just kind of jump into the course so you can kind of see where we're at here. First, the class announcements. If you want to catch any of the lesson recordings, they are posted right to the announcement page right here. If you go into plan, you'll see what we have coming up. So today you see we have a recorded lesson, which is this one right here. And then you have activity log week 6, and then activity or the college and career quiz. So you'll have those that you need to do there. And then the end of the block, everything needs to be done by the 18th. I'm hoping a lot sooner before then. Okay. So hopefully we can get all of that done there. Let's look at what we have. So basically unit 5, it's basically unit 6, but we have the Nearpod link. If you want to follow along with that, you can do that as we watch the video. You have the college and career quiz, and then you also have your activity log. Remember the activity log, all you need to do is click this link right here, and you can just make a copy, and then it will make a copy of the week for you. And all you got to do is you can retitle it up here. You can change the dates if you need to do the dates, and you just fill out those kind of things on there. So since what we're going to be doing is going over, I guess, lifetime after high school, right? A lot of people go in to do some training. Some people jump right into jobs. My question would be for you, if we were doing a live class, is what are you looking at? College or university, a trade or technical school, a job, or, only time will tell. So, okay. So a couple things you can do. You can work out for today doing these things. 30 seconds of jumping jacks, okay, that you could look at doing. So I'm sure you're aware of how jumping jacks work, right? Do some jumping jacks here. Donkey kicks, okay? These are ones where you go more on the ground. I don't know what my camera is right now, but what you do is you get on the ground and you kick your leg up. It really works your hip flexors right there. If you lay on your belly, you can do Supermans, which you're raising your hands and your legs up over again, or just kind of doing a still motion, and then bicycle kicks. So if you're laying down on your back, then you're going to cycle just kind of with your legs on there. Works your abs. That's a lot of kind of core work there. So that's something you could do for your activity log as you're kind of working through there. And of course, I love this down here, that exercise, it stimulates new brain cells, neurons, and strengthens those connections. Okay. And exercise builds the basically your brain up for help with learning and memory. Okay, so as we're going through the class, right, we want to follow pace, participate, be positive, encourage others, add to the lesson, be an active participant, be present, ask questions, think about what you'd want to do. C, continuous. We want to try to strive for 30 minutes of daily, sustainable, moderate to vigorous physical activity, regardless of what that is. And we're going to talk about what happens when you don't do that today. So you just got to be careful there. Next one, evaluate yourself. How can you motivate yourself? Be better, encourage others, hopefully meeting your goals to have a healthy, active life throughout your life. Okay. So a couple things. How can you do better in this class? Where you been? Okay. If you haven't done your weekly quizzes or activity logs, that's what you need to do. And we're going to do a weekly quiz and activity log. So to find those, if you go into your course, we go to content. And it's course unit 5, basically week 6. Your quiz is right here. Remember, you do want to stay till the rest of this lesson at the very end, because there is a word that you need to put in, the word of the week. Okay. So you have that, and then we already talked about getting the activity log all working there for you. Okay, so what this lesson is about is basically how to avoid weight gain after high school. And so this is kind of difficult because you have high school, you may have not as many stressors in life. I mean, you may have a lot of stressors right now, but you're usually fairly physically active in high school. And we're going to kind of go over why this is. And the reason we don't want to gain, and maybe we go with the why, the reason we don't want to gain a lot of weight is because it affects our overall health, right? Our knees, our joints, okay? Also other cardiovascular disease. There's a lot of things that if you have too much weight on, it stresses your body even more to the point where you start having those physical limitations that you don't want to have. So you're going to be hopefully graduating fairly soon, right? I mean, you may be a 9th grader, but you still have not too long before you're going to go and you're going to head off to the workplace and be an adult. Not sure that's the greatest thing in the world, but you're going to be in that point in time somewhere. So we're going to watch a quick video in regards to why it is that you gain weight after high school.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about why we gain weight after high school. It sucks. I know there's people out there that's like, dude, I put on so much weight since high school. I put on so much weight since I got this sedentary job where I barely move. I have a very low activity level. In today's video, I'm going to explain to you what those factors are and why it happened. Now, 2 reasons, right? Just write them down really quick. And reason you gain weight after high school are contingent upon these 2 factors: your activity level and your daily caloric intake. Now, what do I mean by this? Let me give you an example. In high school, for instance, maybe you used to walk through periods, right? Walk to the bus, walk around, talk a lot. You had gym class, right? And then you had your school lunch, you had your breakfast at school, or you had breakfast at home, and then you had dinner at home, right? So let's just say you consumed around 2,000 cal per day, right? Then all that running around, the exercising, let's just say minimum, you burn around 400 calories just by movement, you moving a lot, you in gym class. Some athletes probably burn around 1,000, maybe 800, 900, just from all the running I used to do. I know I burned upwards to 1,000 calories in one day. And then by the end of the day, you go to sleep, and in reality, your body only retained 1,600 of the calories because it burned off 400 of it in maybe carbohydrates, right? This is in high school, right? Now, this is out of high school. Most of us out of high school, we maybe don't keep up with the same activity level. We're not running around from class period to class period. We're not in sports. We're not running to the bus. We're not waking up as early, right? So maybe, right, instead of that 400 calories worth of exercising and running around and going to gym class, maybe we only burn 50 calories. Let's just say 100 to be a little bit more reasonable, right? So we only burn 100 calories. And instead of consuming 2,000, we maybe consume 2,200 cal. And why did 2,200? Because, hey, instead of walking around and exercising, you could replace that time with eating out, buying extra groceries, bored eating, which is just eating, picking up ice cream, picking up snacks. So that can cause you to get to 2,200 calories. And all in all, you are at 2,100 cal by the end of the day after all of that. So like I said, activity level and daily caloric intake. You've habitually been consuming around 2,000 calories since high school, right? But your activity level has changed. So you went from a high activity level, right, to a really low activity level with the same caloric intake. Hopefully you understand what I mean. And over time, you consuming just 500 more calories than you used to in high school. And say you used to stay slim, you never used to change weight, you always used to look the same. Over time, you're consuming over 500 calories of what you were used to per day. And you can see how this can compound 500 calories per day. That's 3,500 per week, right? And then times 4, we're looking at 14,000 per month. And we can keep on going. But at the end of the day, like I mentioned in one of my other videos, there's 3,500 calories in 1 pound. So you probably just gained 4 pounds in just that 1 month just by consuming 500 calories over your average consumption that you were in high school, which actually caused you to gain weight, especially with that low activity level that you've been experiencing. So that is really why we gain weight after high school. And it's due to the fact that our activity level decreases, but our eating stays the same. And that's a good example. Your caloric surplus will end up, compounding over a period of time, which over a period of time, you would end up consuming a lot more than you should have over your daily caloric intake. And then you'd end up being extremely overweight. Hopefully you don't get to that point, but you'd start acknowledging, hey, I'm starting to put on weight. My cheeks are getting a little chubby, stomach, a little bit chichos, whatever, right? But that's the point of this video. Hopefully you understand. DM me if you have any questions, comment.
All right, so that should kind of explain the rationale, the math behind it, right? So here's just some kind of things, okay? So say what freshmen in college, what they found is whether you go to college or begin a career, weight gain is inevitable, okay? So this is what the females say. Most weight gained by females is right after high school graduation, okay? So you might want to kind of think of that, of how you want to do that. In males, most weight gained by men at college, or gained by men college graduation. So after they kind of get in a career, so men seem to be a little bit more, maybe more active in college, but then after, when they get a career, they may become more sedentary. So something you really kind of want to look at to see what you can do to keep your activity level up and going. Okay, so you don't want that, right? I hope you don't want that. What they're things we got talked about: causes, decrease of physical activity, unlimited food choice, right? When you're in college, like, hey, let's just grab some pizza, right? It's super easy to be able to do that. There's stuff on campuses. You have more availability to snack, right? You probably have some things. You probably have more late nights, right? Late night eating, convenience foods, more drinking, more calories and dense drinks. If you can avoid drinking calories, that is fantastic, right? That's one thing that will help. Solutions that you can do: watch your portion size, right? There was something I used to do in college. We'd call it the home run. Not very good, but what you would do is you'd go to Wendy's and you'd start with a single. So that would be like first base. Then you get a double, second base, and you get a triple, and then you get the quadruple. And if you can eat all of those, that would be a home run. Now, was that very good? It's probably one of the worst things I could possibly do, right? So portion size is very important. Just make smart choices. That goes along with not doing the home run challenge. Maybe once in your lifetime you could do it, right? You gotta live a little bit. Choose fats wisely, okay? So when you're choosing for snacks and stuff like that, maybe try to get a little bit of a healthier snack rather than ice cream. I love ice cream, and I like to have it sometimes, but I try to limit myself to not every day, right? Maybe a couple times a month, something like that. Drink low calorie beverages is a good thing. All of that sugar and soda, any type of soda, I think is probably bad, but lower calories a little bit better. And then also get your activity level up, right? Just even if it's just walking, right? Or doing something like that, just keep that activity level high, so you can continue just to stay just a constant good weight for you. Physically fit and productive. The majority of people don't meet the recommended physical activity needs in a day. So physical activity increases productivity and stimulates blood flow. I know what I like to do is I personally like to work out in the morning. Some people don't like that, which is fine. There's other ways you can get that in. But to me, I feel like I feel that a lot. Like my blood has to get going. I have to start moving around in order to be active for the day and not feel sluggish all day. Um, Movement can help improve memory and learning process. So one of the best things to do, like even before like a test or a stressful situation or something like that, is go in and just go for a walk or do something that is physically active and get that kind of rolling. Um, so getting up and moving around sparks collaboration. You'll be able to work with people better. I do not have one of those, but I know a lot of people do. But they have the Apple Watches where it goes, and once you're sitting for so long, it says, "Hey, get up and move." Right? That's where it's talking about. You need to continue to move around, stimulate your body, get those all those things, and become active. So this is what you'll want to do. Look at creating a fitness plan for your post high school years. And hopefully you can kind of look at this and think about some things to do. Access levels of your fitness. So there's a lot of like smartwatches and stuff like there, but a good way to kind of measure things is BMI, which is body mass index, which is not really in regards to your weight per se. Everybody's hyper focused on, oh, this is how much I weigh, right? But it really shouldn't be that, because we all are different, right? In different ways. Some other things to think is like how many things can you do of an activity? Push-ups, crunches, flexibility. Look at your weight or your waist circumference, right? And be able to do that. And as I said, BMI and body fat is a good way to kind of do it. The other thing about designing your plan, look at kind of fitness goals, right? Maybe a goal is to just run a couple 5Ks a year, or walk a 5K, something like that. You don't want to start off all of a sudden and completely do it. So let's just start slow and just keep that. Consistency is the most important part of anything, is being able to stay consistent. Some other things, put it on paper, allow time to recover. Make sure you have proper equipment as you're doing that. Running in sandals is not a good thing, or maybe some dress shoes, not a good thing to do. Make sure you have proper exercise equipment. It may have to go in that you decide you're going to invest in a gym membership or something like that. There's also other fitness apps that can track things. Pace yourself, make sure you're breaking things up. Be creative. If you do the same thing over and over again, you're probably going to be bored and let go of it. So think of different workouts, movements, that kind of stuff. Personally, the way I like it is I do have a gym membership, and I like going there because they actually create the workout plan for me, and I go and I do that with other people, right? And so I got basically that social structure where I'm working out with other people, and it's fun that way for me. So it becomes kind of a social event, as well as being able to work out. And then also check your progress and routines. Don't check every day, and be obsessed about it. Okay, here is your word of the week. So make sure you get this down because you'll need that for the quiz. It's adulting. So they're kind of preparing you for adulting. So as I said before, this is the last class of the block. So I'm hoping this gets you to the point, or at least you've learned something in this class where you can take into your adult life and kind of do it there. If you do have any questions, my contact information is right here. Please reach out. Remember, the end of the block, the 18th of October is the last day to turn anything in. So thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. I'm stopping sharing now, and where's my record button? I'll stop recording. Thanks, guys.